Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Crash Landing. So in the last episode we set up the deep tank and I was saying that I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, but we were losing some ingots and I'm not entirely sure why that was happening, but I went ahead and just took the deep tank back out. So instead I've opted for this. I just set up a casting basin for each of the major metals that I have. And each one of these fluid ducts has a whitelist on it. So if we go in here, this one will only allow molten iron to go through. This one will only allow molten gold. And we can see this one is set up for copper. And so basically what it's going to do, when the pipe becomes really low with fluid, it's going to dump what's left in the casting basin, and then the next fluid can flow out and go to its appropriate basin. So we've got a few liquids here that, they're waiting for additional metal to be smelted so that we can get more blocks, but I think this will work a little better. And on top of that, I have the smeltery hooked up now. Oh, and I've got some spawnable space up here, so I better take care of that right away. But I have the smeltery hooked up to this as well, and also it is expandable. So what I can do is put additional casting basins behind here. Now, one problem that I did notice, and you'll notice that I've come out of the high oven and the smeltery and then gone forward a little. I found out that if I have this first fluid duct directly on the smeltery, and then whitelist the molten iron, it will only allow molten iron to come out of the high oven. So instead I went ahead and did this. So if I need to expand to more casting basins, basically what I will have to do is leave this first one blank. But what I've done is I've just put in standard Minecraft hoppers underneath here, and they're going into this gold chest. And what I'll probably do is just put like an import bus from my ME system on the bottom of this gold chest, just to suck the blocks right into the ME system. So also, I had to make more drives for my ME system. I have filled up the great majority of the drives that were here before. This was the last one that I had before, and you can see it's almost full as it is. So I made 3 more of the 4K drives, and right now it looks like we're going to be okay for storage, but yeah, that's something that I'm going to have to look into, is some way to deal with the bulk items. And we can see, looking in here, I've got a lot of them taken care of, but I think all of this charcoal is on the drives currently. So I may want to set up a better barrel for that. And yeah, I mean, there's a few things that I can still do to improve this system, but it's not too bad. It's doing pretty good. And basically what I do is I've been putting just an ender pearl in each one of these generators, and I've got power for roughly about 35 minutes. And then the system will shut back down, and at that point I'll just grab a couple more ender pearls and toss them in to the generators, and then I'm okay again. In the future, I would kind of like to be able to figure out a way. I think these redstone energy cells, or even the resonant energy cells, can give out a redstone signal based on their level, or I can do it with a comparator or something. Somehow, I'm pretty sure that you can test the level of energy in these cells. And basically what I could do is have it to where if the energy level drops below a certain point, start putting some ender pearls into the generators. But that's something I may have to look at in the future, and I'll probably have to use Steve's Factory Manager for that, because the ME system, if I told it to export some ender pearls because there wasn't enough power in the energy cell, it would just keep giving them to it until the energy level went high enough, and then we'd end up wasting all of our energy, or our ender pearls. So instead, I think Steve's Factory Manager may be the thing to use for that, and have it, check like every 20 minutes and see how the energy level is. But enough of that. We should take a look at what we're going to be working on today. So one of the things that I have been kind of wanting to get taken care of is my food issue again. So I have a decent amount of sandwiches here, but I've been eating them quite quickly, and I'm not producing the wheat or the peanuts or anything to replace these. And so I really need to get a system set up that will automatically plant and harvest the wheat and the peanuts. And I need something to harvest the sugarcane as well. And I think there's a fruit picker. Let me check that real quick. I'm pretty sure there's a fruit picker. Yeah, a fruit picker from Mine Factory Reloaded. I believe that is capable of picking these fruits off of the trees, and we may look into that today as well. But so the first thing that I want to do is we'll get here in the ME system, and I'm pretty sure we have a harvester in here right now. No, we don't. Okay. Didn't I? Oh, it's over harvesting trees. Okay, so we'll want to make a harvester first. And it's so nice that we have this now that we don't have to do all this stuff individually. So now we need an Invar axe, so we can make that. And then I believe we needed 2 sets of shears. And once again, the lag. I don't know why I get that from time to time, but the lag is just terrible. But now this is really nice here. The ME system is capable of pulling in these items that can have a damage value. And so we can make things a lot easier now. I must have made 3 of those. But so the other thing that we'll want is another planter. So we'll grab that. And once again, we're missing some items, so we need a machine frame now. Of all things, we don't have enough machine frames, and now we're out of Electrum. So we're really going to have to get some things straightened out here. And we're out of plastic sheets. So I think one thing that I'm going to do here right away, I'm going to go over to the other dome where we've got the tree harvesting going on. And I'm going to go ahead and use my water can on some rubber trees for a little bit so that I can get some rubber to make some of those plastic sheets that we need. Once I get those plastic sheets made, we'll continue on with what we're working on. Well, I ended up with more than 8 stacks of this raw rubber, and I think I'm just going to leave these rubber saplings here because we have plenty of charcoal currently. I mean, we've got a full barrel here, and we've got some jungle logs over here that, can be turned into charcoal if we need it. But, I mean, we need the rubber more than we need the charcoal at the moment. So I think we're just going to leave it at that for the moment. And now we're going to go ahead. The way that we get those plastic sheets is we need to smelt this rubber, the raw rubber, into rubber bars. Then smelt the rubber bars into raw plastic, and then craft 4 of the raw plastic into plastic sheets. And I guess I didn't even check to see if we had any of the raw plastic. Let me just check that real quick. Oh, yeah, we've got a whole bunch of it. Imagine that. So, actually, I didn't even need to go through all of this. So I'm just going to make a couple of stacks of that, and then I'll just drop all this raw rubber in here. So we needed to make this planter. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And then the one other thing that I want to make is a fertilizer. Now this, I think it can use bone meal or this industrial fertilizer. And we may set something up for this because the bone meal doesn't go very far. This takes string, a stick, 4 wheat, and 2 bone meal to make 16 of these. Now granted, it's going to take a little bit to be able to get the wheat, but I think we could possibly just set up a large farm for the wheat and have that being automatically harvested, let it grow naturally, and then we could use this industrial fertilizer to do the things that we need for our food. And we'll need the wheat anyway, so I suppose we might just go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and make this. I think, well, we'll need the machine frame, won't we? So we need some electrum. Let's just take a look here. I know that I've got a whole bunch of that in here. Yeah, 28 blocks. Not as much as I'd like to see, but we'll just go ahead and unpack it all. And whoops, I just threw my excavator in there. There we go. Let's grab that. So we're really running low on these LX100 processors. Probably should get some more of those made again. Okay, well, now we're officially out of them. So now we've got everything for that fertilizer. I think we're just going to go ahead and make another harvester and planter. Okay, so the planter, do we have everything? Yes, we do. So I've been getting a lot of these flower pots from the city where I've got the Enderman spawner. And yeah, that's coming in pretty handy. Basically what I've been doing is just clearing out a whole bunch of... Oh, I'm out of the machine frames again. Great. So I won't be able to make that because I don't have any of the processors. Well, maybe I can make some of those real quick. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I still have some of those printed circuit boards, so I'll just make a few of these and drop them in here. So we need this. And then we can make this. And then the last thing that we're going to definitely need... Oh, I've got 3 harvesters now. Great. What did I do wrong? Oh, no, that one's a fertilizer. Okay, so the last thing that we need is some upgrades. So we're going to need these so that we have a little bit more room for our stuff to grow. So the first thing that we want to do is get some water into our camel pack. And I still am trying to figure out a way to autofill these camel packs. So I tried it here with the Applied Energistics. And if we look here, we'll just look up the bottles. So you can see I have no empty bottles, but I've got 202 water bottles. So we can pretty easily do all 4 of these in one shot. But you'll see that we gain no empty bottles. So basically, we just lose bottles if we fill the camel pack in the Applied Energistic system, just like we do with Steve's Factory Manager. So I don't know what else we could use. I think there's like a liquid crafter or something like that. And I don't know if there's some other things that might be able to do it. But yeah, these things are such a pain in the butt. But so anyway, getting back to these upgrades, the first thing that I think I want to do is I want to make this Kabul Upgrade, which actually reduces the radius by 1. And that is going to be for the harvester that, well, actually we wouldn't even have to do that. We can just leave it as 1 block of dirt. But I was thinking just for 1 spot in front of it. But for the, whatever the wheat farm, I think I want to go with this Platinum Upgrade. It is just a huge upgrade. So I think we're going to go with that. So we'll need 2 of those, 1 for the harvester and 1 for the planter. So what I need to do now, I'm going to have to make a Tesseract so that we can send some energy out to this thing. And then I'm going to have to lay out a very large area of dirt that this can run on. And then we'll set this up. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse there. Got the dome built, and we're ready to go ahead and set our planter, harvester, and things like that into the dome. The problem is I am waiting for ender pearls to melt down here so that I can fill this tesseract frame. And we just are not generating enough power with these two ender generators. So I really think we're either going to have to look into getting a large bank of these ender generators or upgrading our power source to something else. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. It's been a bit of a problem basically for the whole time that I've been playing on this map. So our power definitely is insufficient at the moment. So I do have 5 pulverizers set up here, and they are draining an awful lot of power. Right now these guys are pulverizing my gravel ores, and that turns into the sand ores and a little bit of chance of, I think it's the crushed ore particles. And then you have to run the sand ores back through the pulverizers, and that will turn into the dust ores with a chance of pulverized ores, I believe is how that works. And so we need a lot of power to run these pulverizers, and we need power to run our ME system, need power to run these machines up here, and then we've got the tesseract set here that's going to be powering satellite areas. And so we're going to need a lot of power to make this work. So I don't know, I suppose after we get this all set up, I might have to go on the hunt for a city with a big reactor. But if I can't find that, I think we're just going to have to go with the ender generators. So one thing that I have been thinking about on these ender generators, I wanted to maybe set it up to where our ME system could export a little bit of pearls to the generators whenever we get low on power. And the problem with that is that the ME system would just continuously export them. And then I got to thinking about it. We have an export bus here. This one's a basic. I don't know. No, we can't see it on that one. We need a precision export. Well, we have this precision import bus here, and this would work fine too to demonstrate this. So we have the redstone mode always active. Or we can set it active with a signal, active or active without a signal, then active with a signal, or activate once per pulse. So what we can do is say when this energy cell gets below a certain point, pulse the redstone. You know, it's going to turn the redstone on, and then we can have our export buses on these generators export just a certain amount of pearls. That way it doesn't keep dumping them in. And for that matter, we could even have it set up at varying levels so that if we're getting just a little bit low, it kicks on 1 or 2 generators. And as it gets lower and lower, we kick on more and more generators to try to keep the system fully powered. So, I mean, that's something that I'm definitely going to have to look at, because power is everything at this point for us. Now, we do have a large amount of power over in our tree dome that is not being used, and we may put a tesseract over there to collect some of that power as well. But also, I have shut down the tree farm because we have way too much stuff over there. So maybe it would be time to look into beefing that area up. I know we also have the furnace generators, which will produce more power with the charcoal, but the charcoal will burn faster. So I don't know, that's just something I'll have to think about. So we're still not ready here. So I'm going to have to let this keep going. I've got to melt these last 7 ender pearls before I can fill this frame. And once I get that done, I'll meet you over at the new dome. Alright guys, so I've got this tesseract and everything ready to go. So just to let you know what I did, I made 2 tesseracts, and I did go ahead and set one down in the tree farm. And I went in and turned everything back on down there. So that's going to be generating charcoal and power, as well as our ender pearl setup. And the ender pearl setup, I guess, will probably be more for boosted power and right now the survivalist generators are going to be doing the bulk of the power generation. But anyway, so what we need to do here, first off, we need to go to the center of the dome, which is right about here by the looks of it. Nope, one block off. So right here is the center of the dome. So we need to dig out a spot for our planter, which I forgot to grab out of my tools bag. So we need our harvester and our planter. So we put our planter down here. And I didn't want to do that just yet. And then we're going to need to dig out a space for power and items to come down through here. So we'll go ahead and dig this out. So this is kind of a slow process because I know I'm digging dirt with a pickaxe, but you know. Okay, so I'm not sure where this is going to reach to, so I suppose what we should do, I'm going to go ahead and put in this platinum upgrade, and then I want to put in some of these seeds and just see, oh, well, I guess we need power first. So let's see. I think it's meant to be right about here somewhere. Let me just see. So that's supposed to increase it by 10. So that would be where it is originally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our harvester would go right there. That seems like an awful long way out, but I guess we'll go ahead and set that there. So now I'm going to set the tesseract right here next to the harvester. And we'll dig out a little bit more here. And did I not? There we go. Okay, so now we need energy conduit. So we're going to go ahead and put this in here. And the conduit should already be powering the tesseract should already be powering the harvester. So now this should give power to the planter as soon as I set this up. So we need to change this over to owner. That doesn't matter. And then we need receive on the energy. Oh, we're probably going to have to move that because we're going to want to send our items through this. And we're going to set this to the ME items in. So now we've got power here and we've got power at our planter. And it looks like we planted just a little bit over there on the edge. So let's go ahead and throw some more seeds in here. And, okay, well, it looks like, yeah, that block right there. So we're, oh wow, we're just right up against the edge of what we've got. So, yeah, is that right? I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to go ahead and throw the platinum upgrade in the harvester as well. So now what we're going to do on the harvester, we are going to put, I think actually we'll put a chest first. So we'll go ahead and grab a chest. And we're going to place this right here off of the harvester so that it's got somewhere to throw its items. And then on the underside of the chest, we are going to put an item transfer node. And with this now, we are going to put, well, yeah, we'll need a couple of these actually. So what we'll want to do first, we'll want to take an item filter. And we're going to have to go and break one of those wheat and take the seed. So we'll grab that seed. And then we'll go ahead and set up our item filter here for seeds only. And this particular one is going to take our seeds and send them to the planter. So we're going to give it a little bit of speed upgrades. That way it can move the items a little bit quicker. We're going to finish digging these blocks out right here. Now we need our transfer pipe. And is that going to connect on every single one of those? That is just, whatever. So I probably need to grab a stick and fix that, but whatever. So that should send any seeds from here over to the planter. So did it plant anything anywhere? Yep, we got one planted over there. So now, let's just try this. I don't think I've got any bone meal on me. No, I don't. So I'm going to run back over to the other dome, grab some bone meal. I'll be right back. Alright guys, well I'm back, and I went ahead and changed a little bit of stuff here to make this work a little easier. So I moved the Tesseract down one block so that we could have our items be forced into this chest and then sort them before they leave. I also put a fluid duct underneath the harvester so that we can be pushing the sludge that this thing is going to produce into the Tesseract. Right now I have nowhere for it to go, but it'll be set up and ready to go. I also went along here on this extra utilities transfer pipe and turned off all the connections to the hardened energy conduit. And then I added this transfer node here that has a blank filter currently in it. And that one will take our wheat when we get the wheat done. So I'm going to leave this block off the top of the planter right now because I need to be able to see what's going on there and make sure everything's working. So I've got a whole bunch of bone meal here. I think we're just going to go ahead and spam a bunch of this stuff. And I guess we don't want to hit it too many times. That's I think the Hunger, or might be Pam's Harvest Craft. I don't know. It's one of those two, either Hunger Overhaul or Pam's Harvest Craft, causes that stuff to break like that. So there it's harvested. So there the seeds went into the planter, and you can see they all got planted. And the wheat should have gone out. So, oh no, it's waiting to go, but it can't because the item filter is stopping it. So now we'll go ahead and set up our item filter here for the wheat. So now this transfer node will only allow wheat to go through. So we'll go ahead and toss this, well, we'll toss some of this wheat in here, and we'll see it go in, and it should go out into the Tesseract. We have item mode send only. Should be able to dump that into the ME system. It's kind of odd that that's not working. Well, I might have to figure that one out. But so, what I think I'm going to do here, I'm just going to sit here and use up all of this bone meal that I've got and get a whole bunch of this stuff growing. And when I get this all done, I will bring you guys back and let you see what's going on. Well, I never remembered having to do this in the past, but I might have had to. So the problem was that the Tesseract doesn't actually allow the precision import bus to pull items directly out of it. So I had to put a chest next to the Tesseract to receive the items, and then I can pull out of the chest with the import bus. So we've gotten a little bit of wheat into the system now, and that will be bringing in that, as well as charcoal. Any overflowed charcoal is coming in through here too. And we may have to set that up a little later to push the charcoal back, but we'll just let that run for now. So it is running over here. Everything seems to be functioning properly. So we'll run back over here and take a look. Now, basically what we have is just a very large wheat farm. Now, if I wanted to, I could set in some other items to work in this. I have thought about doing the peanuts. That would be a good thing to try. But, so we can put filters here on what gets planted where. So if I wanted to say the red corner gets peanuts, and the red corner is this one here, so that corner would be peanuts only. And then I could put the rest of it just to whatever. You know, so I could make this a little bit more varied, but for now I think I'm just going to leave it 100% on wheat. And this should work out okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and change this back to the way that I had it before, with another transfer node there, or transfer pipe, and then the hardened energy conduit. But I'm going to do a little bit more crafting here, and then we are going to set up our fruit picker out for the center. Well, guys, I didn't realize how long the episode had been running, so we're not going to have time to set up that fruit picker out here. But I am going to say thanks for watching. If you liked the episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And I just wanted to let you know, I've been a little bit busy in real life, and that's what's been taking so long on this episode. So hopefully that will improve here soon, but I will see you guys next time. Bye.